Hello, welcome back to the Witching Hour. So tonight I'm going to wrap up my playthrough of What Remains of Edith Finch. If you watched the previous streams, you'll know that I've already finished the game, but there were a couple of storylines that I missed along the way. That bothers me because when I rewatched my playthrough, it was pretty obvious where they were, and I think I was just either caught up in reading comments or sort of hurrying through the game. So I didn't interact with a couple of the story points for Gus and Odin specifically, so I'm going to jump back in and hit those just so that if you're watching my playthrough at a point down the road, you'll be able to see all of the storylines included in the game. Before I get started here, I'll ramble for a minute just to make sure the audio and the internet connection are stable. I do want to complain a bit about the previous section of my playthrough in the part 2 of what will be 3, specifically the section related to Gregory, the child in the bathtub. So I uploaded the video to YouTube after I'd finished streaming, and within no time at all I got a copyright claim for whichever company apparently claims to own the rights to a segment of music from the Nutcracker Suite that plays in the bathtub while Gregory's in there. I guess they didn't like that chunk of music being included in the playthrough, so I had to remove the audio completely just to be able to keep the video online. So, anyways, if you're watching and you're wondering why it's so quiet when Gregory's in the bathtub, that's why. That's less than ideal, but it was the only way to keep the video up. So, we're gonna jump back in here. We're gonna cover Gus and Odin, and we'll see where the night takes us from there. Probably won't take too long. I'll talk for just a minute more or so. I won't go past the 5-minute mark, just to give people a chance to jump in if Drew and Dustin wanna watch me play tonight. So I haven't played much else this week. I did start a visual novel called Butterfly Soup that was released last year, so I dipped into that to check it out. It seems to be pretty good so far. And I played a mobile game today called A Normal Lost Phone, because its sequel, Another Lost Phone, came out this year. Oh, and I did play Monument Valley 2, another mobile game from last year. That was great. If you like the first Monument Valley game, you'll like Monument Valley 2 as well. Other than that, I really haven't played much, so this will be nice to at least play for an hour or so tonight. I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I think we will start with Gus, the first of the two that I missed last time. And it's really obvious where Gus's section was. So we're going to go right there. So, hey, brother. I'm gonna wait for this to load. Yeah, alright. So yeah, this is the same room with Gregory's crib when I rewatched the playthrough, and I was standing up there on that balcony. It was pretty obvious. It's like, why didn't I just look at the base of this other bed over here?
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
And yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit his kids, at least not very hard.
I absolutely remember this.
Said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
I absolutely remember this from the first time I played through the game. Pardon my cough. I'll try to... I get to fly a kite. That's fun.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. Tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now
heard.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
I can't. Doesn't seem like I can attack with my kite. So, I can't totally spoil the wedding. Also, what's this?
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Yeah, take that, Dad.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh, this is
Thunder
fun.
sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
So that was the fate of poor Gus.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Poor Gus, who rejected his stepmother and wanted to keep flying his kite rather than be a part of the festivities, and the weather took him. Alright, so what I could do is I could go back to where I'm pretty sure Odin's section is, but in the interest of saving time and keeping this rather short, I'm going to use this method of jumping there. And now we will see what we missed with Odin the first time. Although, like I said, it really bothers me that I just wasn't a little bit more observant, because I know when I played through this game 7 or 8 months ago that I definitely caught all of the storylines my first time through, so it bugs me to have to chunk up my playthrough like this, but at any rate. Alright, so just so that we have, yep, this is, I was positive this is where it was. So this is after I exited out of the window and where, oh, I can't remember her name, but the little girl who, yeah, I know. I think Drew must be busy right now, but that's fine. He can watch this after the fact. Maybe he'll jump in here in a little bit. So I had walked outside on the ledge and come in here. The pink bathroom should be right through there, I believe. But anyways, I think over in that corner, because I got distracted by the pink bathroom
Lewis
too
died a
quickly.
week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Ugh, Lewis. Poor
Edie
Lewis.
knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
Poor Lewis at the canning factory.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Alright.
The family curse. His wife, Ingeborg, and their newborn son, Johann. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Wow.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
That might be all there is to it. Yep, that one was pretty
Whatever's
simple.
wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Yeah, it's a shame I didn't catch that on the initial playthrough. And we had to amend it here at the end, but there we go. That's what happened with Odin. That's why there's the house sunken out in the sea like we saw. It would have been helpful to know prior to this, but oh well. There we have it. This will just be a quick little 15-minute or so add-on to the other playlist. I'll make sure I get it uploaded. I think this is where I'm gonna
When
call
Edie
it.
told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Okay. Well, with that, wait a minute, what was on this newspaper here? I know there are a ton of cool
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Interesting. Oh, we know who lived under the house. It wasn't a mole man.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
Okay. I'm going to log off here, and I'm going to jump back on playing a new game. I'm not going to play Hellblade tonight, especially since Drew's not on, but also just because since I knew I was starting this, I wasn't planning to play tonight. I will probably get back to that next week, because I definitely want to cross that bridge. But I have something else in mind. I'll be back on in just a minute. But for now, I'm going to end this playthrough, and I will, if you want to watch me play something else, just check my YouTube page in a couple of minutes. Thanks.